Right here at Upper Dauphin, as you see the Trojans coming onto the field now through that tunnel, and they are going to be playing their final home. The seniors will be playing their final game here at Upper Dauphin tonight, as they were introduced prior to the ball game on senior night here at UDA. So they'll be putting it all out tonight as they play before their home fans for the final time in their high school career here at UDA. In the meantime, the Halifax Wildcats coming in here with an impressive record of 5-2 in league, 6-2, I guess it is overall. But their only losses coming to two powerhouses in the league this year, and that would be to Williams Valley, who is undefeated as of this point and should remain that way as they take on Millersburg tonight. And Millersburg having a weak ball club this year. And also they lost to Juniata, another team who has lost one. So far, the Trojans get them next week. Maybe we can change that. You never know. But anyway, it'll be a tough ball game tonight for the Trojans. The Trojans have played improved ball throughout the year and have lost some ball games that were very close and probably or possibly could have been won. Couple of ball games that I can recall. But nevertheless, tonight the Trojans will put it on the line here against those Halifax Wildcats and see if we can come up with a big victory in the finale here at UDA for the 2001 season. The Trojans have won the toss and they have elected to receive the football. The Millersburg Indians will defend the south goal here at UDA on a very crisp, cool night here for the late October. And it's a nice night for football for the players, as they will certainly not have a heat problem for getting overheated or whatever, but it'll be warm out there in the field for those who play regularly. And for the subs on the sidelines, it's going to be a little tough to try to keep loose and keep warm out there, but I'm sure the kids are wound up right now and they want to go out here and play a good ball game. The weather is cool, as I said, but it's also a breeze blowing across the field from our position over to the far side of the field. So for the Halifax fans who are sitting over here all bundled up in their woolies, it is blowing practically in their face, and thank goodness up here in the booth it's very, very nice. We are particularly sheltered from all the wind, and that's pretty darn nice. Appreciate that. Halifax teeing it up now, getting ready to kick off. And as I said, the wind blowing across the field, so it will affect passing, that's for sure. It's going to take everything to the east here at the ballpark, and we're sitting on the west side, just so you get the idea. Now, Halifax in their white shirts, gold pants, black helmets, ready to kick off here at the UDA. Minnick, one of the men back deep, but this is going to be a short kick. It's going to be picked up here and then down right at the 39-yard line, or 29-yard line rather. Number 48, Corey Scheib, coming up with that, or Colby Shade rather, coming up with the downing of that football for UDA right at the just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Trojans will put it in play now. Let's see if we can begin the ball game by generating some offense. It's been pretty tough this year for the most part. The Trojans have had a lot of problems trying to get the offense uncorked, and now they'll go with Minnick as the fullback, and Loesch gets the pitch back, trying the left side, and he'll throw one downfield. If it's overthrown, intended for Wiest out here, and trick play here that the Trojans used to open up the ball game, but it goes for naught as Loesch's pass is overthrown. Wiest had no chance of grabbing that one, so it'll be second down and 10. On a 2nd and 10 now, senior Zach Buffington at the quarterback spot. He'll fade back, throws, gets some protection, fires one down here. It's in and out of the hands of Wiest, but a flag on the play. Number 22 from the Wildcats will pick up a interference penalty, I do believe. Let's see. Pass interference is the call against the Wildcats, and so UDA will gain the possession of the ball up there. A 15-yard penalty will mark the ball down to the 44-yard line, where it'll be a first down for UDA. So Trojans gain the first down by way of the penalty, and so the Trojans will go to work. 1st and 10 now on their own, practically the 45-yard line, just shy of the 45. Zach had some good protection that time back there. He'll hand this one off over this way comes Minnick, and Minnick will burst ahead to the 48-yard line, gain of about 3 or so on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Jones making the stop out there for Halifax. It'll be 2nd and 7. This time they'll have Stephen Minnick setting up as a single set in the backfield. Wade Whitmer and Justin Wiest flank out on the far side of the field for UDA. Handoff is to Minnick. Minnick over the left side, and Minnick's got some running room at the 40, at the 35, and tackled down around the 33-yard line. So a nice run that time by Stephen Minnick, cutting it off the left side over there. And once Steve got out into the open, he just picked him up and laid him down and got some good yardage for the Trojans that time. And that'll spot the ball at the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 UDA on the Halifax 32. Stephen will check out of the ball game now as Loesch back in there to replace him. And this time Matt Loesch will line up behind the quarterback Buffington for the Trojans. Flankers out on the near side of the field this time. Loesch gets a handoff, tries to cut it upfield, but nothing doing that time as the Wildcats stayed right there and tackled Loesch after no gain on the play. Perhaps a little slight loss of a yard, or maybe 2 almost. 2nd down and a long 11. 2nd down and 11. This time they'll go from the shotgun as Minnick with Loesch beside him back here in the backfield. Good snap. Buffington looking, dumps one over the middle. It is complete, and it is caught by number 84, I think it was, or no, Austin Markle rather, 32. Austin Markle, the freshman out there, picks that one off, and another 1st down for the UDA Trojans. So Trojans now looking very well here in this first series as they got the ball down to the Halifax 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 UDA on the Halifax 20. Markle will flank out on the, well, let's see. He's going to set up in the slot on the far side of the field. Minnick, the only running back in the backfield. This time Minnick has it, tries to cut it over the right side, and he's got a couple of yards down to the 18-yard line, picking up about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. That Halifax line isn't as aggressive as we've seen ball teams in the past, or that Trojan line doing a good job tonight, opening some holes and giving Buffington some protection on the passing plays. We'll see what he does on this 2nd and 8. Handoff is to Minnick. Minnick with a good hole over the left side, and he is going to dive inside the 10-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal situation for the Trojans. Looks like the ball might be on about the 8-yard line, something like that. So the Trojans with a real threat going here now as they've driven the ball all the way down to the Halifax 8-yard line, where the Trojans will put it in play. 1st and goal. Wow. All right. Markle checking into the ballgame, 32. And in the backfield remains Minnick as a single set again. Some flankers out on the near side of the field as the Trojans will set it up 1st and goal on the Halifax 8. Minnick with the ball up the middle. He cuts it down to, well, not much on that one. Didn't get much on that one at all. It'll be 2nd and goal. Might have lost a yard on it. The ball will be spotted back to almost the 9-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 9. Playing here in the opening quarter, first offensive series for either ball club, and the Trojans have taken it now from their own 30 down to the 9-yard line of the Wildcats. And let's see if we can get in here. Buffington wants to throw, rolls right, has plenty of protection, dumps one in the end zone, is incomplete. Some good pass defense down there by number 40 of the Wildcats. Prevented Justin Wiest from grabbing that one, but it was broken up nicely down there by the Wildcat defender, so it'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 9. Good strong pass. Wiest was there, but boy, the defender really did a job on him that time, and no way that Justin could grab that one. So it goes to the incompletion. It makes it 3rd and goal now for the Trojans. So they'll go from the shotgun again. Buffington back here calling the signals. Minnick aside him. Over the middle. No. Looking, rolling. Got some time. There's a catch. Touchdown. Touchdown to 32. Austin Markle with the catch. Austin Markle gets the first touchdown of the ball game for UDA. And a nice pass and a good reception down there by Austin Markle. Austin's also the extra point kicker, so Austin can get himself 7 points here if we complete this extra point try now. Let's see what happens. Buffington will hold. Snap is good. Placement's down. Kick is good. And so the Trojans strike early here in this ball game as it is UDA 7-0 over the Halifax Wildcats. We'll be back with the UDA kickoff here in just a moment. Well, there you have it. 7:54 remaining here in the first quarter. The Trojans up 7-0. Joe the Toe Clark will tee it up here for UDA. First kickoff of the night for the Trojans, and following their first score of the ball game. Joe's ready, the official is ready, and so the Trojans will break that huddle and get it going here. And it's going to be taken here at the 22-yard line. Up the middle goes number 4 with it, or 49, I guess it is. Yep, and he is tackled out here in excellent field position on a great run back by Mattis. He'll take it out to the 47-yard line where the Halifax Wildcats will put it in place. So this could end up to be a very offensive night for both ball clubs. We'll see, though. The Trojan defense we haven't seen yet. So let's see if we can get in there and get these guys now. It'll be spotted at the 40, just about the 46-yard line, we'll say. It's a little, somewhere between 46 and 47, so they'll call it the 47. 1st and 10. QB's got it. He's going to have some. No, they missed him and got away from a couple of tacklers. Finally, Wade Whitmer makes the stop on him. That's Miller, the quarterback. He should have been hit about 4 times, but finally Wade Whitmer gets a hold of him and pulls him down after a 4-yard gain out to the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Spotted just over the midfield stripe here at UDA. So the Trojans had their chances that time on what might have been a busted play. The quarterback didn't look like he was really sure about who was going to get that one, so it'll be a 2nd down. QB this time hands it off, 24 with it. He grabs it. He's grabbed a hold of in there by number 77. That's that Justin Mattern. And Justin making a good stop for the Trojans. Picked up a yard or so. It'll be 3rd down and 4. So the Trojans, if they can hold them here, should be able to get the ball back. The ball's now right on the 48-yard line of Upper Dauphin. On the 48. 3rd down and 4. He's got to get down to the 43-yard line, really, to get a first down here. QB has it, hands it off, and over it goes up this, but he's going to be maybe short. It'll be close. They spot it where this guy's standing. It's going to be short by about a half a yard, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So right away, the Halifax Wildcats have a decision to make here, whether they'll want to go for this. It's 4th and about 2 feet. Close to a yard. And they're going to see if they can't pick up that first down yardage. So we'll go in here tight on them and see what happens. Up the middle. No, did not make it. A great stand by the Trojans. Waters along with, let's see, who was in it? No, 50. Well, yeah. No, it wasn't Waters. There was a 51 in there, and that's that Danny Savage making a heck of a hit on that one, among others. But a good stop. Never got near the first down yardage, and the ball will be taken over by UDA now on their own 45-yard line. So an excellent defensive play by the Trojans on their first effort on defense. And so the Trojans go right back to work now on the offense from the 45-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Buffington has Minnick set in the backfield. Loesch has the end on this side. Minnick again with it, bounces off of one tackler and drags himself ahead for about 5 yards before he's thrown out of bounds. Maybe picked up 3. It was hard to see where he went out. Looks like he went out at the 48, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 48-yard line. Back to pass, looking to throw. Now he's going to be sacked this time as he couldn't find anybody to pass to, and so he was forced to hang on to that one. It's a loss of about 2 or 3. Back to the original line of scrimmage will be 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. Markle and Loesch check into the ball game for the Trojans on this 3rd and 10. Trojans need a good pass play here. Now let's see if we can get it as they go from the shotgun formation. Like the pass, he's looking. Fires one down the right side. It's going to be overthrown. Intended for Markle, but that'll bring up a 4th down. So the Halifax Wildcat defense has held the Trojans here on this series, and UDA will be forced to punt the ball away. That means that Jason Jeffries will go into the lineup to punt the ball away. Jason's done a good job this year with punting. Savage 51 coming off the field for UDA. So Jeffries will be punting the ball away. He'll step up to about his own 37-yard line until he gets this one off. See if he gets a good snap. Good snap. And a kick. Going over on the far side of the field, and let's see, it's going to roll out of bounds up around the 30 or 29-yard line. So that's where the Halifax Wildcats will put it in play, and the Trojans will go right back on the defense now for this next series. Ball spotted at about the 28-yard line of Halifax. 4:44 remaining here in the first quarter. The Wildcats on a 1st and 10. Coming over this way is 37, and let's see, a couple of guys will grab onto him. Minnick's got him along with Mattern, and getting up off the bottom of the pile, number 71. And let's see, that's that Justin Hunsberger in on the stop, all those guys. And he picked up 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4, but gee, it looked like they could have had him in the backfield a little bit, at least a little further back. It probably allowed him more than they would have liked. Here's a pitch over here for this 24. He's going to try to turn the corner. He's tripped up and then spun down out here. First guy with a hand on him, 61 out there, Drew Mace. And then Jeffries put the finishing touches on him, but Drew tripped him up and slowed him down, knocked him off balance. And Drew's going to check out of the ball game now for UD. But it's a 3rd down and 1. Gain of 3 on the last play. 3rd and 1, ball out to the 38-yard line of Halifax. 3:40 left here in the first quarter. Good ball game so far. Both teams playing all right. Quarterback wants to throw on a 3rd and 1. And he's going to take it and run it now, and he gets tripped up after the 1st down. So he's got a 1st down of it. Noel out there helping on the stop there, and also number 65, Langens. But it's a 1st down by about a yard, and the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line, so it's 1st and 10, Halifax on their own 40. 1st and 10 from the Halifax 40 they go. Up the middle and not going anywhere this time, as they'll stuff him immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Waters in on the stop along with 65 Langens again. And both those boys seniors this year for UDA. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. Second down, 10. Quarterback wants to throw. He's looking. Dumps one over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for 32. Wade Whitmer on the coverage out there for UDA. Wilbert, the intended receiver. So it goes as an incompletion. We'll bring up 3rd down and 10, stopping the clock with exactly 2:22 left here in the first quarter. I don't know, there's something about the Trojans tonight that looks good to me. It's like they're playing like they know what they're doing against these Wildcats, and we just hope that remains the rest of the ball game. It's early, but anyway, here's a pitch. Over here comes 26. 26 coming out here, and it'll be grabbed down at the 48-yard line or whatever. It's another 1st down. He's down at the 48-yard line of the Trojans. It'll be 1st and 10. So Halifax with a good gain on that play of about 12 yards. Makes it a 1st and 10 from the 48. Playing almost in front of us here this time on this 1st and 10. Pitches over there to that 25. He turns it around the right side, breaks into the open, and he's going to go all the way. A 48-yard touchdown run for the Halifax Wildcats, which makes the ball game now a 7-6 ball game with an extra point try coming up for the Halifax Wildcats. So could be one of those ball games, and they're fun to watch, just as long as the Trojans can score now next time they get the ball. And we'll see what happens here now on the extra point try. They will go for one to tie up the ball game here in the early going. Snaps a little high, placement's down, kick is up, but it looks like it's off. No, it's good. Well, from here you can't tell. All right, so we've got a tied up ball game here now in the first quarter, 7-7. 1 minute, 44 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and we're all tied at 7. The M&M boys back to receive the kick. Markle and Minnick for UD. Here comes that Halifax Hicks following their first touchdown. It's going to go over here, and Markle's going to take it at about the 17, and he gets tripped up as he comes across the 25-yard line, dives ahead to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will put it in play, 1st and 10. So Trojans, let's see what they can do out here now. Only 1st and 10. Savage and Knoll in there, along with Mace in the front line. Uh-oh. Minnick and Stevens not going to get anything this time as they shut him down almost immediately. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Jeffries checking into the ball game for, or rather Bryce Harmon checks into the ball game for UD. He'll be a flanker on the near side along with Wiest and Whitmer on this 2nd down and 10. Buffington wants the throw, has some time, fires a screen over there for Minnick. Minnick breaks one tackle, and then he'll be knocked out of bounds over there as he and number 49 collide. 49 looks a little shaken up in that right shoulder. Right shoulder kind of leaning a little heavy that time after that hit. I guess he'll be okay. At any rate, Stephen picks up, well, just about 5. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5, just about 6. So let's see, they're going to go from the shotgun again, which would indicate a passing situation. You never know. There's a throw, looking over the middle, got a man out, tipped up in the air, and then intended for Wiest, got tipped in the air, and then Justin lost the vision of it, and the ball just popped up in the air a little bit. So brings up a 4th down. The Trojans now going to have to punt the ball away. So the offense, which looked very, very strong the first series, now has sputtered in the last 2, and they're going to have to punt this ball away. This time Jeffries will be stepping up to about his own 25-yard line. Gets a good snap, and then a nice high punt. Coming back here and gets a good UD roll. And it'll be down at about the 28-yard line. Where they'll put it in play will the Wildcats of Halifax, 1st and 10 on their own 28. Got 5 seconds left here in the first quarter of the ball game. All tied up at 7. So they'll play one play here, and then they'll switch directions on the field here as the quarter will expire. From a single set in the backfield they go. They'll run and shoot offense. Back to pass he goes. Now he's going to tuck it away, and he'll run it up the middle here. Gets the ball, comes loose, but then I think he might have grabbed it back in there by himself. Let's see. The team signals UD. Yes, and the Trojans have the football. So you saw it pop loose there, and I think that Joe Clark might have come up with that one. I believe he did. And that gives the Trojans a break they may have been looking for, because now, as we conclude the first quarter, the Trojans will have the football on the Halifax 42-yard line. So the turn of events here. Now let's see if the Trojans can get this to pay off. There's your score at the end of one. It's all tied up at 7. The Trojans will have the football as soon as we get back here. Okay, let's see if the Trojans now can take advantage of that miscue by the Halifax Wildcats. Buffington to throw. Dumps it right over the middle. Here's Loesch with it. Loesch breaking it downfield. Breaks a couple of tackles and he's get thrown down. His forward progress should give him about the 27-yard line. But a nice pass out there from Buffington to Matt Loesch. And Matt got the first down and more for UDA. Taking the ball down to the 27-yard line of Halifax, where it'll be put in play by the Trojans, 1st and 10. All right. Loesch is a junior, so presumably he'll be back next year. 1st and 10. Minnick with the handoff, but not much going that time as the ball carrier Minnick gets maybe no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball actually now at the 28-yard line, so it's a very slight loss on the last play, not much. Minnick lines up as a single set in the backfield behind Zach Buffington. Zach would like to throw, but he's getting a rush. Now he's got some time, and no, now he's not going to be able to do much with it because we've got too many white guys' shirts in there, that is to say, and they throw him back at the 33. It'll be 3rd down and 16 now, so the Trojans not accomplishing what they set out to do in this series so far, looking at now a big 3rd and 16. So you can bet we're going to have to get some pass protection on this play, because one would assume the Trojans are running. So 3rd down and long. The flankers are on the far side of the field for UD. Buffington in the shotgun. Looking to throw. Dumps one down the far side, and boy, it is overthrown. Wade Whitmer, probably the intended receiver, I guess. He or Weiss, uncertain. And anyway, it'll be 4th down now for UDA. And the Trojans again deciding whether they're going to punt this ball or whether they're going to try to go for it. I guess they're going to go for it, as Jeffries is not in the ball game. Loesch comes back in there for UD. And the Trojans are going to look at a long 4th down and about 16. So Trojans depending on the defense here to get the Buffington is going to be sacked. No one to throw to, and so he goes down again, and that's going to give the Halifax Wildcats good field position, as they'll have the ball at the 38-yard line of Halifax to begin this series now with 10:06 left here in the first half. The Trojans sputtered again now and could not take advantage of the turnover by the Halifax Wildcats, with the exception of the run by Matt Loesch. That's as far as they got. 2 sacks later, it's Halifax football, 1st and 10. This must be the pitch is back over there to the one running back. He goes around the right side, and Whitmer will have to knock him out of bounds at the 35 or 40. Let's see, they're going to put him out at the 44-yard line. He went out of bounds. Big gain on the play. It'll be a 1st down for Halifax to make it 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Whoa, hold everything. Nope, got some offsides on UD, I'm afraid. I'll make it a 1st and 5. Okay, 1st and 5 now for the Wildcats. Pitch is over there for that 24, and he's going to get stacked up pretty quickly this time, as the Trojans read that one very well. Come in there and made the big stop on him. And there is Mace and Hunsberger and Number 70 out there is that Ryan Ressler in on the stop. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 5. Ball still at the UDA 42-yard line. Single set in the backfield for the Halifax Wildcats. Quarterback hands it to that man. He goes over the right side or left side and breaks some tackles and gets himself down to the 33-yard line of the UDA Trojans. Another first down, picking up about 8 on the play. And it'll be 1st and 10, Halifax. So now they're on the 33-yard line of UDA, where it'll be 1st and 10, Halifax. Handoff up the middle with it goes 37, and he'll deke a couple of Trojans out there and heads down behind some good interference and gets himself all the way down inside the 5-yard line. But there is a flag thrown somewhere, we think. Actually, he went out of bounds at about the 10 or 11. Face mask going to be called against the Wildcats, so that's coming back. And will nullify a heck of a run and get the Trojans at least momentarily out of trouble down there, as he'll talk it over with Matt Loesch. And no matter what, we've got to take a penalty here, that's for sure. They're going to bring it back here. Let's see. Face mask against Halifax, an offensive face mask call. Brings it back just 5 yards, back to the 17-yard line. And or 18 maybe. And it'll be 1st down for the Wildcats. So the Wildcats still in pretty good field position now at the Trojan 18 or something like that. And here we go at a 1st and 10. 24 up the middle with it. And he'll plow ahead to the 15-yard line, picking up about 3 or so maybe on the play. Stopped in there by the interior of that UDA line. It's picked up 2 actually. They spotted a little shy of the 15. And so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. 8:24 left in the first half. Wildcats with the football. 2nd and 8. QB has it tucked away, and he's got him, and somebody's got him, and a good stop in there by Ethan Waters. Coming up and making a stop for the Trojans that time, sacking him in the backfield. A loss of about 5 or 6 on the play. Looks like a loss of nearly 6. It'll be 3rd down. The ball back at the 21-yard line of Upper Dauphin now. So big 3rd down and 13 or 14. So that was a big play by Ethan that time. Senior fella making a good play in there. Let's see if we can hold him here. Pitch over there for 25. And somebody's got to come up and get him, and they trip him up once, but he's still got some running room as finally Noel falling on him. And got a gain down to the 13-yard line, 12-yard line, 13-yard line, I guess. 4th down and 5. 4th and 5 looking at the Wildcats now. So a big defensive situation here for UDA and a big offensive play coming in for Halifax Wildcats. 6:57. The clock is moving here. That's what remains in the first half. And the Trojans need a big defensive play right here. Quarterback wants to throw it. Rolls over to the right. Looking. Fires one into the end zone. It is tipped up in the air by Markle. As Austin Markle gets a hand on that one and knocks it down, and the Trojans will take over. 1st and 10. It'll be UDA ball. Okay. Trojan D doing a good job, and 9th grade freshman Austin Markle knocking that one down because he was out there. The Halifax Wildcat man was there, but Austin making a good defensive play on it. So it'll be the Trojans putting the ball in play now. They'll have the ball on their own 12-yard line. About the 12, I guess it is. So let's see if we can get the heck out of there now. And Buffington might have to call time. Well, he tried to call. He did call time. Okay, timeout called by the Trojans. They used their first timeout with 6:40 remaining here in the first half. Stan. Second down and 9. From the shotgun they'll go this time again. Whoops. Uh-oh, ball loose in there. Let's see who's got it. It's the Trojans recovering. Looks like Buffington himself fell on that one. Loss on the play, however, goes back to the 10-yard line or 9-yard line, where it'll be a 3rd and 13. 3rd and 13 now for UD. No, not really, although he did say the beach should be pretty less crowded. Okay, here we go on a 3rd and 13. Whoa, what the heck is going on here? And we're going to have to take a safety here. Man, that's going to make the score 9-7. And will force the Trojans to free kick this ball from the 20-yard line. So we'll see what happens here now as the Trojans muff that one up a little bit and trail now 9-7. We'll be back with the Trojan kickoff here in just a second. 6:10 remaining here, or 5:10 rather, remaining here in the first half. And the Trojans now trail by 2. The Trojans will punt this ball away now as they get set to punt it out of there. Decent punt over on the far side and picked up here at the 37-yard line. And around the left side, he's going over there, 49, where the ball comes loose, picked up by the Trojans. It looks as though maybe it might have been Wade Whitmer, or was it Wiest? I think it might have been Wiest picking that one up that time. Justin Wiest coming up with that football number 4 out here for UDA. So the Trojans get a big break there. Now let's see if we can capitalize on this one. The ball will be placed at the 42-yard line of Upper Dauphin, where they'll put it in play, 1st and 10. Come on, Trojans. Now let's see if we can get her going. A whole lot better field position we had moments ago here now. So they'll line up Minnick as the single running back in the backfield behind Buffington. Minnick gets the handoff. Over the right side he goes. Minnick down to the 50-yard line and then out of bounds. He's thrown out of bounds over there. No flag. No. And the ball looks like it'll be spotted at about the 47-yard line of Halifax. A nice run by Stephen Minnick that time over that right side. And got some extra yardage out of that one. First down on the play. 1st and 10 UD. Minnick and Loesch will flank out on the far side of the field this time for UDA. Buffington over center. Passes this. Nope. A little bit of a fake. As there's a loss of about 3 on that play. It'll be back at the 50-yard line where the Trojans will put it in play 2nd down and 13. 2nd and 13 now. So the Trojans need to complete a couple of these plays here now. They've sort of sputtered here lately. And let's see what we can do with this one. Whoa, oh, people moving all over the place. That'll make it a 3rd and 18, or 2nd and 18. The Trojans very definitely now getting into a funk out here as they have been marching backwards here lately. So let's see if we can't get out of it now. A big 2nd down and 18 play coming up here for UDA. Buffington rolling to throw, looking. Fires one over the middle. It's complete to Loesch. And Matt Loesch will be thrown on a big play that time. A 1st down for UDA. And a nice pass play there from Buffington to Matt Loesch over the middle. And the Trojans have the ball on their own, on the Halifax 33-yard line. 1st and down Trojans. Big play that time for UD. 1st and 10. 3:59 left here in the first half. Clock stopped with the out of bounds play over there, and now they move the sticks and so forth. So it's 1st and 10, Trojans. Pitch back here for Minnick. Minnick in some trouble back here, and he's going to be thrown down this time as number 55 come up there and made the stop for the Halifax Wildcats. A heck of a defensive play that time by that young Wildcat. Takes the ball all the way back to the 41-yard line. Lost just about 7 yards on the play, almost 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and about 18. So, just about the Trojans get a good one and give a good one. So let's see what happens on this one. It's our turn. Back to pass is Buffington. Has time. Fires one downfield. Is incomplete, but Wade Whitmer was turned around, kind of not looking at the play that time. I'm not sure what happened to that one. Wade was not looking. He was not aware of that ball. So anyway, comes as a 3rd down and 18. Okay, 3rd and 18 now for UDA. Buffington to throw, looking, gets in trouble, and he's going to be down. No gain on that play, nothing doing. It'll be 4th down, and the Trojans looking at a ton. 4th and about 18. So that's going to do it for this series as Jeffries comes into the ball game to punt this one away for UDA with just 2:53 left here in the first half. So Trojans got a couple of breaks that time, could not capitalize, and they're going to be forced to punt the ball away. Jeffries will step up to about his own 50-yard or the 50-yard line to get this one away. Boom. There's a low punt. Gets a good UDA roll, and it's going to be down here at the 1-yard line. It's going to be down at the 1. Okay, a good coverage that time on that punt, and a nice punt by Jason Jeffries. Goes all the way down to the 1-yard line where the Halifax Wildcats will put it in play. 1st and 10. They will have 2:32 left here in the first half of the ball game. They lead 9-7, and they have the football. There was a penalty on the play against Halifax, but it was declined by the Trojans. The Trojans like to keep them back here on the 1-yard line. Trojans can get themselves, maybe get a safety here, huh? Tie up the ball game. Oh yeah, Trojans can tie this ball game up here if they can get in here and sack these guys in the backfield. They're only a yard out. Here's the handoff, and well, he'll drive it ahead now for a couple of yards out to around the 5-yard line, so that'll give him a little breathing room as he'll run it out to the just short of the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 6. And we got Matt Loesch down on that play. Matt is shaken up, and timeout called. In the meantime, now Loesch comes off the field, and he seems like he might be going to be all right. He looks like he has a problem with his leg. In the meantime, though, there's a flag on this next play by the Wildcats. It's illegal procedure called against the Wildcats. That'll take them half the distance and put the ball back to about the 2-yard line. Back to the just inside the 3 to the 2.5, whatever. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of the ball game. Be awfully nice to see the Trojans just get back there and throw them down somehow. So let's see if we can't do that here. Handoff is to whatever, and he'll be dragged out here to about the 8-yard line. Picking up about 6 on the play. We're out at the 9, they spot it. 3rd down and 2. Actually, it's at the 8. 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and about 2. Big play here for UD. Handoff, 32 comes over this way, and he's got some running room now as he'll burst out here and drag a couple of Trojans with him out over the 20-yard line to the 22-yard line. So that's going to give them a big first down here now as they'll maintain possession of the football with a minute and 3 seconds remaining here. So the Trojans failed on their effort to stop them on that 3rd down play and get the ball back. Instead, the Wildcats have pushed it out here to nearly the 22-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Clock moving now, 50 seconds left here in the first half of the ball game. Whoa, we got a flag thrown here now. We'll see what the call is on this one. illegal substitution or whatever for the Wildcats. No, well, yes. All right. I think an illegal formation, whatever they call it. Ball's back at the 14 now, so it'll be 1st and 15. Quarterback wants to throw. Fires one down the right side. And it's going to be caught out here as the Trojan defenders were not looking for the football. And the ball goes all the way out here to the 44-yard line with 33 seconds remaining now, and the Halifax Wildcats will call timeout. It'll be 1st and 10 Halifax when we come back. Okay, the ball's at the 39-yard line now, where Halifax puts it in play, their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. The throw loops one over the far side again. This one is incomplete. 27 seconds remaining now. Markle out there defending on that play. Guy's just popping him up. The Halifax quarterback just throws him up in the air, and he must have height. Pretty tall kid out there at 25. Looks like he's a pretty tall, lanky kind of fella. Looks like he's probably one of the tallest on the ball club. And they're just kind of looping it up out there and alley-ooping it. So here we go on a 2nd down and 10. Will he do the same thing again? Yeah. Well, this time he fires it in there, and it is caught.
No way!
Yeah, he caught, and it's going to be at the. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to spot it. Well, there's a flag. Flag, and interference is going to be called against UD. So that's going to cost the Trojans about 15, and will be a 1st down as the ball will be carried down to the 45-yard line of the Trojans with 22 seconds remaining here in the first half. Well, what are they going to do again? They'll pop one up here, I suppose. Yep, quarterback wants to throw. Fires one downfield, and this one is going to be incomplete. Intended for number 22. Coverage out here by Jeffries. And we've got 15 seconds remained here in a first half. A 2-point ball game. Halifax up 9-7. And Halifax looking at a 2nd and 10 with 15 seconds left. Perhaps enough time to throw a pass or two, but let's see if the Trojans could pick one of these off here now. Just kind of floating them out there and hoping that his Halifax Wildcat can run under it or leap up and get it over the Trojan defender. So let's see what he does this time. Pass again. Over on the far side it goes, and this is complete but out of bounds. Markle again on the defense, or was he? No, he wasn't out of bounds. At the 21, 7 seconds remaining. 7 seconds left here. And Halifax with their aerial bombs floating here. And they're going to see if they can force one in here now on the final play, what probably will be the final play of the half. The ball spotted at the UDA 22-yard line. 1st and 10 Halifax, 7 seconds remaining in the half. Wow. They go from that single set where they'll throw. Back to pass he goes. Dumps a short one over here. He's got it at the 15, at the 10, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds as the buzzer goes to end the first half of the ball game. So at the end of one, it is the Halifax Wildcats 9 and the UDA Trojans 7. Back with the second half in just a moment. Okay, we're back with the second half now as the Trojans will kick off to the Wildcats. Trojans winning the opening toss and electing to receive. The second half, the Trojans will kick as Joe Clark gets her teed up here now to begin the second half of play. Trojans trailing in the ball game by just 2 points, 9-7. And it would certainly be nice to see if we can get these Wildcats deep and then get the ball back and do something offensively here. As we get set to go, here's the kick. Nice kick. Going to be taken down here and then fumbled. The ball is on the ground. He picks it up here at the 15, out to the 20, and he'll be mauled under here at about the 24-yard line, where it'll be put in play. Justin Wiest in there along with Jeffries and another young fella. Don't remember which one it was, but anyway, the ball is placed at the 24-yard line of the Halifax Wildcats, where the Cats will put it in play, 1st and 10. They go with an I formation in the backfield for the Halifax Wildcats. Pitches back to the running back, number 24, Hoover, around the left side, cuts it upfield now, and then he's tripped up in there as Matt Loesch got a hand on him. Good to see Matt back in there. Matt had gone off earlier with a game leg, but now he's back and looking like he's running okay. Picked up 9 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Ball all the way out to the 33-yard line now of Halifax. 2nd and 1. Again, fella takes off up the middle, but Noel in there to hit him along with Loesch again that time. That was Hoover. It'll be a 1st down for the Wildcats, as he did pick up about just enough for the 1st down, just a yard or so that time. And it's 1st and 10 with the ball now laying at the Halifax 35-yard line. So the Trojan defense has got to really dig in there now. We trail by just 2. We don't want to give these Wildcats any more. QB will hand this one off, and 24, Hoover on a roll all the way up here now until he's finally pretty much mauled out here at the 46-yard line. A good run by number 24, Hoover, I think it is. And he gets all the way out to the UDA 46-yard line. So the Halifax Wildcats in a couple of plays now in Trojan territory and running pretty hard, as Hoover will check out of the ball game now for the Wildcats. He'll get a break. And it's 1st and 10 again for Halifax. And this time it's going to be going up the middle again, and gets a few yards out to the 40, picking up about 7. And there's a flag thrown in there late. We're going to have a personal foul or something here, unsportsmanlike, against the Trojans, probably, but we'll see. Something going on after the play was completed, and one of these back judges threw the flag. Personal foul against both squads, so it'll wash out, but they'll probably warn the ball players to take it easy. You'll see the official talking to our defensive captain, Matt Loesch, and he's going to tell the boys to settle down a little bit. There's a rivalry here, of course, with the ball players. Halifax just being over the mountain here from UD, and the kids know each other, and they take exceptions to some of the stuff that it might be said or going on out there. So can be expected a little bit. They just got to keep their cool. And here's a flag on the play now, as Halifax will pick up a 5-yard penalty, I do believe. Illegal sub or illegal lineup, whatever. So back to the 45-yard line, and that'll make it 2nd down and 9. So the Trojans catch a break there now if they can hold them here. On a 2nd down and 9. QB hands it off. Up the middle with it goes number 27. He's ducks away from a couple of tacklers, and then look at them drive ahead. Well, the Trojans just don't have that ability to hit them and drive them back. It seems like the Halifax Wildcats and other ball clubs this year have oftentimes carried 3 or 4 or 5 Trojans with them. So he does it again and gets a 1st down now, as the ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line. And it will be another 1st down. Back to pass he goes. Little pass over here, incomplete, intended for number 22, Wilbert, but he could not hang on to that one, so it'll go as a 2nd and 10. Okay, looking at a 2nd and 10 now for the Wildcats. From the UD 31. Handoff up the middle with it goes number 25, and he'll drive it down to the 25-yard line. Picked up 7 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Or they back it up actually to the 26-yard line, and we'll make it 3rd down and 4. It's a long 3, maybe 4. The Trojans need to throw him back here or get a penalty against the Wildcats or something. Stop this drive. He hands it off 25. Around the left side he goes to the 20, down to the 15, to 10, and down inside the 10 to close to the 5-yard line before it looks like Noel knocked him out of bounds over there. And that's going to be a big, big play for Halifax now as they've got the ball on a 1st and goal on the UDA 6-yard line. Wow. Looks like the 6 from here, yeah. 1st and goal for the Halifax Wildcats. Trojans need to stop them here as they go with a full backfield this time, the Wildcats. And a handoff is to 37, powers it in for this touchdown. 6-yard touchdown for the Halifax Wildcats. There are no flags on the field, and so that makes the score now 15-7, and an extra point try coming up here for the Wildcats. Halifax kicked the extra point the first time, and we'll see if they do it this time. High snap, the kick is down, the placement's up, the kick is good. And so at the 8-minute 11-second mark here of the 3rd quarter, Halifax now takes the lead 16-7. Okay, Halifax with that 16-7 score now. The 16 points coming on 2 touchdowns and a safety. 2 extra points, of course, were good. And so the Wildcats will kick off now. Trojans trailing by 9. Here's the kick. Over on the far side of the field where Austin Markle will take it at the 10-yard line. Up to the 15, he comes with it. Now he's going to try to cut it upfield and can't do it as there is a bunch of white shirts all over Austin that time. Out at the 20-yard line or around there. He'll spot it at the 19, I believe, but we'll see. Yeah, at the 19. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 19-yard line. Bryce Harmon checking into the ball game for UD with the signal, I guess. As Buffington will try to get him out of this territory and get upfield here with it. Pitches back here for Loesch. Loesch looks like he wants to throw. Fires one down the far side. It is caught. And thrown out of bounds over there will be number 12. Oh, Buffington. So Buffington pitches it back to Loesch, and then he passes over there to quarterback Zach Buffington. Zach's first reception of the year, as far as I know. That's the first time I've seen that play this year. And the gain is for a 1st down out to the 33-yard line of the Trojans. So the Trojans coming up with something tricky there, and it worked. 1st and 10, UDA. This time it's going to be Minnick, and Minnick will be grabbed, and looks like the ball was downed already, although Ethan Waters recovered that loose ball for UD, but the play was already blown dead. And there's a loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. All right, Minnick lines up in the backfield. In the slot on this side is Loesch on this 2nd and 11. QB wants to throw. Dumps one over here to Matt Loesch. Matt gets a good block. Gets upfield. He cuts it back and is finally tackled at the 43-yard line. It'll be very close to the 1st down. Looks like they may even be inclined to measure this. We'll see. It'll be short. A little bit short, I believe. Is he going to measure it? Yeah, he's going to measure it. It's close enough. I think it's short, but still they'll measure it anyway. Here's the measurement on this one, and this shows that it is a little bit short. About a foot. There you go. Okay, so the Trojans will be looking at a third down and about a foot. 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Trojans looking at a third and very short. Third and short. Will Zach sneak it? Yes, he will. And he's got the first down. He has the first down at the 45-yard line. That's good for a first down. And so it'll be first and 10, UDA on their own 45. Trojans got to march on down here and get one now. We've got 6:14 remaining here in the third quarter. And the clock set in motion now as they have moved the chains on down the field. So the ball's at the 46-yard line of UDA is where they spot it. First and 10, Trojans. Buffington to throw, getting a big rush, however, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield. Back at the 32-yard line. So that time no one picked up that young Wildcat rushing in there. He just came in and was all over Zach before he even had a chance to really get any kind of motion going. And so the loss is a big one all the way back. Looks like about a 12-yard loss, which will make it a second down and 22. Second and 22. This time the Trojans will look for a little more protection as they go from the shotgun formation. Whoa! Okay, now they're going in reverse here as the big fumble, the ball loose yet. Now let's see what happened to it. What are they doing? No, they say he was down back here, and I think Zach may be down. Zach getting up very, very slowly after that one. And the ball all the way back around the 10-yard line of Upper Dauphin now. So the Trojans really in trouble. This is third down and about 2.5 acres. Get the calculator out. Tell me how much you got. Third down and very long. Zach's hanging in there. I'm not sure what was aching on him, but he's hanging in there. He's got the football now, and we're in trouble. Something happened here. The ball's stolen away, but whoa. The Halifax crowd's going to say that number 20 stole that ball from Zach, but the referee says he was stopped up here. Zach is very definitely hurting on the left thigh or shoulder, or right side rather. Right side hurting here. Well, the Trojans are going to have to punt it out of there as Jeffries comes into the ball game to punt for UDA. This will be an important punt for young Jason Jeffries because he's standing in his end zone. Here's the snap, and the punt comes out this way. It's high, but not too deep at all. As a matter of fact, it's going to roll dead at about the 27 or so yard line. So that's going to give Halifax an awful good field position as they'll put it in play with 3:23 left here in the third quarter. Oops, timeout called by the Trojans. They will call timeout. Okay, the UD timeout is over now. The Halifax Wildcats will hand us off the 37. Around the left side he goes, picking his way up the middle and dives down to the 20-yard line of Upper Dauphin. And a flag on the play again. Another flag against UDA, perhaps. We'll see. Personal foul against the Trojans. So that's going to make things a little more miserable for UD as they're going to march this one off from the 20. We'll take it all the way down to the 10. And that'll be first down for the Wildcats. A ball at the 10. Ball almost laying on the 10-yard line. So UDA in dire straits here now to try to keep these Wildcats out of there. 24 balls loose, and let's see. There's a big pile up inside there, and we'll see what they signal here. It's going to be UDA ball the way the refs falls, and it is. The Trojans have come up with a football. I'm not sure who might have done that, who picked it up, but at any rate, the Trojans stopped this Wildcat drive anyway down at the 9-yard line of UDA, where the Trojans will put it in play 1st and 10. So UD with another big break here now if they can just generate some offense. It looks as though it's going to be Matt Loesch. No, here comes Buffington back into the ball game. I thought Buffington's a little bit shaken up, and he's going to come back in, however, and see if we can get the offense going here now. 1st and 10 UD from the 10-yard line. Back to pass goes Buffington. He's going to get swarmed under back at around the 1 or 2. I think Zach in his defense is right now having a hard time running back there. I mean, you can just see he is hurting, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out of there, but we'll see. There's 2.5 minutes left, and now he's going to come out because Zach is hurting. No question about it. And when you saw him go back that time, you could tell that he just didn't go back with the same kind of force that he might have before. So now it'll be Loesch at quarterback. He's a junior. And Matt, hand this one off, and up the middle with it comes Minnick. He might have gotten a yard or so. They're playing right around the Trojan goal line down there. He might have got out to the 1. So it'll be 3rd down and 18 from the 1-yard line. Well, here we go. Back to pass goes Loesch. He's looking. He's firing one downfield. It is incomplete. Intended for Markle, but incomplete. Defended out there by number 49 of the Wildcats. So the Trojans will really have to get a punt this time from Jeffries, because he'll be 8 yards deep in the end zone when he punts this one away. So, Jason, if you got a long one in you, this is it. Get it out. It's time to display it. Let's see. He's going to drop back there just about to the end line. See what kind of snap. Good snap. And the kick, pretty good kick. Strong kick coming out this way. It's picked up here at the 40-yard line to the 35. He goes with it down to the 30, reversing his field now. Still at the 30, and look out. He's at the 25 and down to the 20 or 15-yard line rather he goes before he's tripped up out there by the Trojans. So another excellent field position for the Halifax Wildcats as they put the pressure back on the Trojan defense now with 1:13 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and the ball on the Trojan 15-yard line. Wow, tough way to play football. 1st and 10 Halifax on the UDA 15. Pitch over there for that 25. Gets some blocking around the left side. Turns it upfield, and let's see. Well, he's going to be pushed back that time. However, they'll give him his forward progress, which took him down to the 12. A gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Second and 7 for Halifax. 37 cuts it up the middle, gets down to the 5, touchdown. Touchdown for the Halifax Wildcats. And that makes the score now 22-7 with an extra point try coming up. 28 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Halifax will again try to kick the extra point. Latchaw, the kicker for the Halifax Wildcats. Placement's down, kick is up, kick is good from here, and it is. So, Trojans drop back now by a score of 23-7. Halifax 23, UDA 7. 28 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So the Wildcats ready to kick it off now following their third touchdown of the ball game. Here's the kick, goes over on the left side over there where Marco will pick it up. He's at the 20, up to the 25-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's where the Trojans will put it in play now with 19 seconds left here in the third. First and 10, UDA. Ball just shy of the 25-yard line now. The Trojans go back to work again with Loesch as the quarterback. Matt scrambling with it, tries to take it, turn it upfield, and he's going to be thrown down for a loss of about 2 or so, back to the 22-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down and 12. End. So at the end of 3/4 of the ball game, it is the UDA Trojans trailing the Halifax Wildcats by a score of 23-7. Okay, the Trojans traveling south here at the ballpark now in this second and about 12. Loesch dropped the football twice. Now let's see who has it. I think Matt dribbled the first handoff, then I think he went back and he might have lost the handle on it the second time, but he recovered it. Back at the 12 or 13-yard line, but at the 13, I guess. Third down and about 22 now as the Trojans continue to go in reverse. Third and 22. Center in there is Mace now, I think, for UD. Or is it Savage? I'm not sure. Loesch to throw. He's looking, getting some pressure, and then he's going to move it upfield himself if he can. Still on his feet and drives it all the way out over the 15 to the 17. A nice run by Matt under the circumstances. He almost was trapped in the backfield, but managed to get it out that far anyway, and it'll bring up a fourth down and long. And so once again, Jeffries will be called upon to get a good punt off. So let's see if he can get one that gets a good UD roll. Good snap. Not much pressure, and a nice punt back out this way. And it's taken at the 48-yard line. Down to the 45, to the 40. Still on his feet at the 35. At the 30. Gets a block or so out in front of him. Down to the 5, inside the 5-yard line, maybe around the 5-yard line, until finally the punter, Jeffries, knocks him out of there. Perhaps along with number 64, Waters. But the ball is going to be placed down at the 4-yard line, I think it is. They have it on the 3 right now. And they put it on the 3. Okay, so it'll be first and goal for Halifax on their own 3-yard line, as the Trojans' defense now just suffering and limping out there a little bit, getting a little weaker. And Halifax getting the advantage of holding the Trojan offense back and then getting the ball in excellent field position. So this is grim here for UD right now. First and goal from about the 3.5-yard line. 25 has it and turns it upfield, but he's going to be gang tackled by a whole bunch of Trojans. And he won't get in on that one. So it'll be second and goal now for Halifax. Might have lost a yard in that play as they move it to the 4. It'll be second down and goal from the 4-yard line now for the Halifax Wildcats. And 34 will dive in for 6. So he takes it in from the 4-yard line with 9:44 left here in the ball game, and that raises the score to Halifax 29, UDA 7. And once again, an extra point try coming up here for the Halifax Wildcats. Kick is up. The kick is good. We're now mounting here with 9:44 remaining in the ball game. It's the Halifax Wildcats 30, the UDA Trojans 7. Okay, here comes the Halifax kickoff now following their 4th touchdown of the game. And it's going to come down this way, and let's see. Marco will let it go out of bounds, and that'll either result in a re-kick or they'll take it on the 35, whichever the Trojans will have the option. Trojans will take the ball on the 35-yard line where they'll put it in play 1st and 10. Loesch at quarterback, Minnick as the running back for UD on this first down play. Back to pass goes Loesch. He's looking. He's getting a big rush. And he breaks a couple of tackles. Still breaking some tackles and still on his feet, but he's going to get tackled back at the 25-yard line now. Goes Matt. Couldn't find anybody open. And struggled just to maintain his balance as long as he could, and then was tackled back at the 25-yard line. A loss of about 9 on the play, just about 10 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and darn nearly 20 for UD. Trojans just continuing to go in reverse here. Halifax really sensing, a big victory here now, and they're really charging in on our Trojans. From the shotgun goes Loesch. And he's going to throw one over the middle. He fires it incomplete. Intended for either, well, it looks like it might have been Bryce Harmon or Justin Wiest. Hard to tell that time. Goes to the incompletion, will bring up a 3rd down and about 20. 8:53 remaining in the ball game. Clock stopped with the incompletion. And again, they'll go from the shotgun formation this time. We'll stay back here and see if we can watch some of the patterns here. On the far side, it's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Tipped up and out of the hands of Wade Whitmer. And that'll bring up a 4th down play for UD. And once again, they will be asked to, they're going to ask Jeffries to punt it out of there for UD. You'll have at least a little better field position this time to punt it from. Well, no, about the same as last time, I guess. He'll be stepping up to around his 15-yard line to get this one off. So come on, Jason, see if we can get into one here. Good snap. And a punt. Nice and high, coming down here at the 45-yard line and bouncing down to the 36-yard line. So they'll put it in play right there. And Trojans on defense again for the next 8 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. I hope they're not on defense for the next 8 minutes, 33 seconds, but that's what we have left here now as the fellas trudge onto the field. The defense has been out there an awful lot, particularly here in the second half. First half was pretty much up and down the field, both teams, but here in the second half, the Wildcats have really dominated. And they've got the ball back now with 8.5 minutes remaining. And let's see what they do with it. See if the Trojans can hold them. They're on the 32-yard line, or 37-yard line, rather. 24 with it, scooting around the right side, drives it upfield for about 5 yards or so. Picking up 5 on the play, or 6. 6 make it. 2nd and 4. Ball at the 42-yard line now of Halifax on his 2nd down and 4 play. That full setup in the backfield. And the handoff is to number 12 or whatever it is. And he'll run it down for a 1st down to the 48 or 49-yard line. Looks like it'll be at the 48-yard line of Halifax. Another 1st down for the Wildcats. 7:40 remaining. Keep reminding you of the game, so of the time rather. Turn the hot dogs down over in the refreshment stand, and anyway, it's 1st and 10 UD. Or rather Halifax. And Hoover won't get much on this one as they ride him along the line here. And he got a yard or so out of that, out to the 50. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 9. And that's going to be stopped before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Maybe they'll give them the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I guess they will. It'll be 3rd down and 9. No gain on that play. Ball right at the 50-yard line, laying right on the 50-yard line as you can see it there. 3rd and 9. 6:20 remaining, and the clock moving on down there. Pitches over there to that 23. He's going to turn the right side, and he's got some blocking ahead of him and still has blocking ahead of him. And then he's finally ridden down in there, and the ball came loose. And it looks like Ethan Waters might have recovered that football. Wait till they see. Are they going to say he was down? No, they're going to say he was down, I guess, at the 35-yard line. Wow. So 1st and 10 Halifax from the UDA 35-yard line. This is going to be 18. Cuts it up the middle. Goes over the right side. Now it cuts it back. 82's got a hold of him out there for UDA. Or 83, rather. Jeffries stealing the ball away. But picked up 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. And 5 with 5:05 left here in the ball game. Inside of 5 minutes to play now. This finale at home for the UD. Whoop, ball is loose, and quarterback may have fallen on that himself, I believe. Nope, Trojans have the football. Somebody down there coming up with that one. Might have been 54, but I'm not sure. Could have been. He seemed pretty excited when he got up, but I'm not sure if it was him or not. If it was, that was Adam Dietrich coming up with that football, perhaps. I'm not sure about that. Well, the Trojans get the ball back at their own 35-yard line with 4:51 remaining here in the ball game. 4:51 left in the game. From the shotgun they go. Loesch looking to throw. Fires one over this way. Man is over here. Nope. It's out of bounds, or incomplete. Intended for Justin Wiest. But Justin couldn't reach that one. A little too high thrown. And coverage by Carvel out there prevented Justin from doing anything at all about that. And so it is 2nd and 10. All right, let's see if we can get back here and see some routes taken here. Fires one downfield. The guy is out here. It is Whitmer with a catch. Wade Whitmer with a catch at the 32-yard line. Way to go, Wade. Atta boy. And looks like we got a man back on the backfield here down for UDA. And we'll call time and be right back. Ethan Waters, young fella, shaken up on that last play. Looks like he got a gimpy wheel there. They're going to help Ethan off the field. I hope he's going to be okay. Down play that time. We'll put it in play at the 32-yard line of the Halifax Wildcats. 4:33 remaining here in the ball game. Whoa, big high pop-up centering snap, and well, he just couldn't recover from that one too well that time as the Wildcats rush in there and get him at the 45-yard line. Big loss on the play. Again of about, looks like 13-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 23. Okay, they'll try it again here now from the shotgun formation. Loesch this time fires one down here short to Minnick. Minnick with it, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, and a flag thrown on the play, and that'll give the Trojans about another 15 yards, you would think, as Minnick was run out of bounds and then hit out of bounds anyway. So let's see if that's indeed the call. It is a personal foul against Halifax. So that's going to march them downfield to 15 more and give the Trojans some real good field position with just 3:41 left here in the ball game. 3:41 remaining. But the ball will be carried all the way down to about the 15-yard line. As a matter of fact, spotted at the 17-yard line, so it'll be first and 10, UDA on the Wildcat 17. Trojans going from the shotgun from here on in. You would know, trailing 30-7 with 3:41 remaining. And timeout's going to be called by the Wildcats. Got 3 minutes, 41 seconds remaining here in the ball game. And the Trojans with a first and 10. Okay, first and 10 now for the Trojans. Whoa, another high snap, but Loesch leaps up and gets it. Loesch trying to turn the left side over there, and he's going to be rolled down, and the ball came loose. The ball's still loose. It's still loose, and the Trojans finally get it. It looks like Huntsberger might have covered it back there. I think it was. But, wow, what a play. What a play that was.
Calls marked back at the 26-yard line.
Big loss again for the Trojans. That's been the name of the game tonight. They'd get a good playoff and then lose about 2 in a row. So it's going to bring up a second down in about 19 or nearly 20. Second and nearly 20 again here for UDA. How many times have you heard that tonight? Again, they'll go from the shotgun. This time Loesch gets a good snap, fires it over the middle. It is complete. Looks like, I believe it's Bryce Harmon down there. It is a Bryce Harmon. And there's a flag out here laying, and so is a Trojan. The Trojan laying here at the 13-yard line, and a flag right by him. And the officials, some people are getting a little disturbed at some of the action here. And they're going to be talking about this one now as the roughness continues here. And this is another personal foul against Halifax with an ejection.
Gain. Well, he lost 9 and gained what? 6? 15?
Well, we got a flag and an ejection. Number 9 is chucked. Well, Justin Weiss, the young fella taken out on that play for the Trojans. He's up and walking pretty good. Got his bell rung a little bit, did Justin, I believe, and so that'll, let's see. It'll be first and goal now for UD. Ball will be at the 5-yard line now for the UDA, so they can make it a little more respectable if we can get one in here. Loesch has the snap, runs it down the middle, and can Matt turn it in? Let's see. I believe he's, nope, gonna be short. So it'll be second and goal now from about the 5. Matt was strung out there along the right side here, but just could not turn it upfield. So it'll be second and goal for UDA. The ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. 2 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. That out of bounds play did stop the clock. And Drew Barter coming out of the ball game, number 40 for the Trojans. And we'll see now as they go in a second and goal from the 5. Minnick, whoops, the ball is loose, and let's see who's got the ball. Halifax. Halifax has recovered the football at about the 6-yard line. So with 2:19, the Wildcats regain possession, and the Trojans continue to stumble down there when they just have an opportunity to score and can't do it. Lose the handle, and back with it come the Wildcats on their own 6-yard line. 2:19 remaining in the ball game. Okay, the Halifax had called timeout. The timeout is over now, so here we go. Halifax first and 10. Up the middle comes a young fella, and he is breaking it out to the 20-yard line before he is finally nailed by 3 Trojans. But it's first down for Halifax with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left here. And now the clock will be put in motion. So Less than 2 minutes to play when they get this play off. Trojans with a lot of young blood in there now for UDA. And for Halifax also, I might add. 1st and 10. Pitch over there for that 23 guy. He's going to travel around the right side, cuts it upfield, has a couple of runners in front of him for interference, and then he's tackled across the 50-yard line. And they're going to spot it at the 47-yard line of the Trojans. There's a little extracurricular activity on that one too, but anyway, no flag on the play. The referee wants to get this game over. We've got a minute and a half left here in the ball game, and they're going to start the clock, and it'll be down to minute 20 something or less by the time they get this play off. Trojans will go 2-7 on the season with one game remaining against Juniata next week at Juniata. Pitches back over this way. The ball is loose, and he'll go on the ground with it to recover it himself. And we're inside a minute now, down to 55 seconds. So that's practically going to do it for tonight, as we'll have to congratulate the Halifax Wildcats on a good ball game here against the Trojans this evening. So they take the Trojans to the tune of 30-7, unless something dramatic happens in the next play or so. And UD, who come out tonight fired up, looked like they were going to do some good. They scored first, led the Wildcats 7-0 early in the first period. But then from there on, it's been all Halifax pretty much. And number 4 tripped up finally down at the 37-yard line. And looks like it'll be nearly a first down on the play, and it is a first down. 18 seconds. That might have done it right there. So for the Trojans, they're going to have to just knuckle down and see what we can do against those Juniata Indians next week up at Juniata, and see if we can put a good ball game together to finish out this season. And that did it. Final score here tonight is the Halifax Wildcats, where are we here? 30, and the UDA Trojans 7. So that'll do it from UDA. And catch you at the season finale next week up at Juniata. Tough ball game for the Trojans. Again, as I said, they come out looking like they could have been winners tonight, but it wasn't to be too many penalties, too many plays where they would have not enough protection and back in the backfield and just couldn't get the passes off or whatever. So it just ended up in a big Halifax victory again tonight. Halifax with an impressive record now, losing only 2 ball games up to this point with just 1 game to go. So congratulations, Halifax. UDA. Catch you next week.